Welcome back to another episode of UreMusic Mentor, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of music theory, ear training, and composition. I'm Kevin Ure, and today we're tackling a topic that many musicians struggle with, pitch. Today I'm going to discuss using a tuning fork, playing scales on the piano, interval drills, and tuning an instrument, amongst other topics. Welcome back to the UreMusic Mentor podcast, where we dive into the fascinating world of music and debunk common myths. I'm your host, Kevin Ure. I've served as a composer, theorist, professor, educator, aural training expert, and much more. I have also written several books, including The Elements of Music Composition and the Music Composition Technique Builder, that I encourage you to check out. I'm also the author of several courses, including Flawless Ear Training, which is available for free on YouTube, and you can get it in audio or video format. Now, let's get into this. Pitch is one of the fundamental elements of music, yet it's something that can be incredibly challenging to master. Whether you're a singer trying to hit the right notes or an instrumentalist aiming for perfect intonation, pitch accuracy is crucial. So why do so many of us struggle with it? First, let's talk about what pitch actually is. Pitch refers to the perceived frequency of a sound. When we say a note is high or low, we're actually talking about its pitch. The ability to accurately identify and reproduce pitches is known as pitch perception. It is one of the fundamental elements of music, yet it's something that can be incredibly challenging to master. At this point, it might be helpful to talk about the difference between pitch and note. So a pitch is something you hear. A note is a physical representation of what that pitch sounds like. So when you write a note on a piece of staff paper, that's a note. It's not a pitch until we hear it. So there's some assembly required in developing your ear. One common issue is that our ears and brains need training to recognize and reproduce pitches accurately. This is where ear training comes in. Ear training exercises can help you develop a more precise sense of pitch. For example, interval drills, which you might have seen on my YouTube channel, are a great way to start. Interval drills are simply where you get somebody else or use an app or some other source to play drills for you, and then you try and identify them as quickly as you can and with good accuracy. Over time, practicing these drills daily when you're correcting yourself after every mistake can help you to build a more powerful ear and the ability to hear various pitches. Another factor in the goal of producing pitch is the physical aspect of producing pitch. For singers, this involves vocal cord control, while for instrumentalists it might involve finger placement or breath control. Practicing with a tuner can help you develop muscle memory for the correct pitches. So a tuner is essential. Also the proper technique. Now I can't talk about the technique for your individual instrument, but if you don't have the right technique, it's going to be very difficult to produce the correct pitches. But once you have the right technique, if you're still having trouble, practice with a tuner. See how things go in and out of tune, even within a scale. This can help you become more aware of pitch and improve your pitch. There's some additional techniques too. So if you find that you're still struggling, don't worry, you're not alone. Many musicians face challenges with pitch, and it's something that can improve with consistent practice. So let's talk about a few of my best tips here for improving your pitch. Use a tuner. We've talked about this. But regular practice with a tuner ensures you're hitting the right notes. Also, part of that is the ear training. This is one of the reasons we do ear training, to make sure that you can hear the intervals so you know that you're singing things correctly. You can also record yourself. Listening back to recordings can help you identify areas where your pitch may be off. So if you record yourself singing or playing something, you can play it back and all of a sudden you become the audience. You become more critical and you're able to hear things you didn't hear in the actual performance. Practice interval training. This is another great tip. This helps you recognize the distance between notes, which is crucial for accurate pitch perception. Another good option is to sing or play along with a reference. You can use a piano or another instrument to provide a pitch reference as you practice. Even just going to the piano and hitting individual notes and trying to match pitch is a good way to improve your pitch perception. There are other things you can do as well. One of the exercises I created was the daily routines and mirror exercise. I've talked about this before. It's part of my music composition technique builder. You can also find it in my music composition technique builder audio workbook, things like that. But there's these daily routines and mirror exercises that you can practice daily, and they come with audio files, so you can get the audio files for it. And you can go through these at first, matching pitch with the piano recording. And they come in 3 different speeds, slow, medium, and fast. And so once you've learned to sing them with the piano, then you stop listening to the recording and you learn to sing them without the piano. And you always want to get your starting pitch and ending pitch to see if you've drifted, because the goal is to try and keep your intonation and your pitch consistent. Practice and patience is important. You need to remember that improving your pitch takes time and it takes patience. Keep practicing and don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Every bit of progress is a step towards mastering pitch. That's all for today's episode of Your Music Mentor. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to reach out. And don't forget to check out my UreMusic YouTube channel for more interval drills and other musical concepts. Until next time, keep making music, keep challenging yourself, and keep developing that ear.